Welcome to the Check-In. I'm Trey Bettler, and thanks for joining us on our streaming app as we work to keep you informed throughout the day of our top local headlines. Here's what we're working on today. Abortions will be once again legal in Missouri starting today. Amendment 3 will be going into effect after voters approved it last month, but there are still questions on when providers can start performing abortions. Amendment 3 protects the right to abortion until the point of fetal viability. Abortion rights activists are asking a Jackson County judge to halt existing state laws that make it hard to get abortions in the state. Court documents filed yesterday show the judge gave the state until December 14th to respond to the lawsuit from the ACLU and Planned Parenthood. Those two organizations will then have until December 19th to file a response to the state's claims. The director of litigation for the Freedom Center of Missouri says the question is whether the state will enforce the existing abortion regulations as Amendment 3 goes into effect today.
Unless and until this judge in Kansas City weighs in and says either, yes, you can enforce these restrictions, or no, you cannot enforce these restrictions, then anyone who tries to exercise these rights that would up until now violate state law, they're running the risk of state action against them.
Now, it's not clear when the judge could issue a ruling. A handful of abortion rights opponents lined the sidewalk outside of Planned Parenthood in Columbia praying. They said if a ruling is handed down eliminating the restrictions, it would cause safety issues for women. But those who support the removal of them say it will protect the new constitutional freedoms passed with Amendment 3.
In Missouri, we give women 72 hours to think about it. There's no other medical procedure that doesn't give you time to think about it. But this one, they want you to get in that door, get the abortion, and get out as quickly as possible. And if you get hurt, they can't be sued.
All of these are either difficult or impossible sometimes for the clinics to comply with. And even if they were not, they conflict with this constitutional right.
It is not clear if Missouri Planned Parenthoods will begin performing abortions today, even with the restrictions in place. A top Republican wants big changes to Missouri's Supreme Court. Incoming Senate President Cindy O'Laughlin filed a bill that asks voters to change how Supreme Court judges are picked. Right now, judges are picked using something called the Missouri Plan. Voters approved it in 1940. Dozens of other states have adopted some form of the model. And this is how it works. A nonpartisan commission recommends 3 people to fill an open spot on the court. The governor picks one of those 3 and appoints him or her to the court. Judges serve for 12 years before voters decide whether they stay or go. One MU political science professor says the goal of the model was to fight corruption.
The whole reason that Missouri adopted this model is because of the widespread corruption that took place in judicial elections in Missouri, and particularly at the Supreme Court level, but kind of across the state.
O'Loughlin's bill would change the existing model. It would ask voters to approve a constitutional amendment. If approved, voters would select Supreme Court justices. Justices would serve a max of 2 consecutive 6-year terms. She says it gives voters more control of the courts. But one former Chief Justice says it invites outside money and politics to the court.
Hot button issues and become issues on which the judicial candidates take positions, that's a mess. No matter how it comes out, it's a mess. It doesn't give people the idea that justice is administered without favor and without partisanship.
State lawmakers need to pass O'Loughlin's proposal before it goes to voters. Missouri's legislative session starts January 8th. And finally, nobody expected Mizzou volleyball to make the NCAA tournament last year, the program being fresh off a 2-16 record in SEC play, but it was a quick turnaround for new coach Don Sullivan, with the Tigers going back to the NCAA's. Year 2, no surprise that Mizzou returned to the big dance. Tigers in Dallas to face Texas State in the first round. Austin native Marina Crownover summing up another Texan, Janet Demaray from Colleyville with the kill. Tigers won set 1, 25-16. Set 2, Michael Vernon terminates that one. Tigers won the second set as well. Looking to sweep, Tigers trailed 11-6 in the third. Jordan Iliff gets up for one of her 11 kills, and it's Vernon who had her 20th kill of the match to end it right there. Mizzou will face SMU tonight behind 20 kills from Vernon in her first career NCAA tournament match.
I am literally living a dream right now. Like, I've just taken this match and this whole entire experience as just live in the moment, and I've waited for this like my whole entire career, so I'm just having fun every single second.
That's what we're working on for now. We'll have a full newscast coming up on KOMU 8 News at noon. I'm Trey Bettler, and thanks for checking in.